Hello, Lori Elke here. Today I am going to do something that would work great for a graduation gift or a confirmation gift, or really just anything where someone's maybe making a big change in their life. And that is to use this verse, "The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." So I got the verse online and I printed it off, and then I traced the words onto this paper. If you are confident in your writing, you could just freehand the letters. And then after that, I added all of the greenery. And I'm excited to share that I have new paint that I got. It's like Christmas, except it's not December. And I am using this new set of paint, so I will show you that as well. It's Miya Himi Gouache. It works really well. It's kind of like a tempera paint where it's a mix between watercolor and acrylic is the best way I can describe it, but I was excited to use all of the different shades of green in my new set, so you can kind of see that as well. All right, so enjoy and thank you for watching. So I ordered this new set of 50 paints, Miya Himi Gouache. The top has some padding on it so that it can kind of seal it better. It has a little card that shows all the colors, and here they are. So you can see some are larger, some are smaller, and I am just going to start opening them up so that I can use them for this painting. They are kind of like ketchup packets where you just have to peel off the top, but it's a little bit tedious as there are 50 of them. And I got my fingers messy on the first one, so it's going to be a little messy project here, taking these out and making sure they all are opened up. Now, the nice thing about these sets is that you can put the paints in whatever order you would like. So if you want to move them around to simplify, or if there's a specific, a place that you want to put your paints, you can totally do that. Now I am opening all of these paints so that I can use them for this project, and I am super excited to give them a go. I actually have two other sets of Miya Himi Gouache, and I have really enjoyed using them. I'm using a 36 one mostly right now, up until this point, and then I also have an 18 one, and I ordered them all on Amazon. I'll put the link down below in case you want to give them a go. They are student quality paints, but they are really great, and I have created some pieces that I'm very happy with. Here's my smaller set. Anyway, let's get going. So I have the quote or the Bible passage from Joshua 1 verse 9, "The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And because it's coming to the end of this school year, I thought this would be a great verse for anyone who is graduating, or maybe they are changing or moving, or really anything that is bringing up some change in life. And it's just a really important reminder that no matter where we are or what we do, God is with us. So this makes a great gift, and it doesn't have to be anything overly fancy. I just printed off the words from my computer. I got them to a size that I wanted, and then I traced them onto my paper. I used like a carbon paper to transfer them, but you could also just color with pencil on the back of your words, and then put your paper over your watercolor paper and then retrace them, and that will transfer them as well. And as you can see, I am going over them with a black thin Sharpie. Sharpie does not reawaken, I guess you could say, with water, so because it's permanent. So I like to use it when I paint, just to protect the letters so that they won't go anywhere. I'm including the verse below, Joshua 1 verse 9, and I am ready to paint. So I thought it would be kind of fun, since I've got 50 colors, to try to use a bunch of different shades of green. Now, if you are using paint and you don't have 50 colors, you may just have to mix some of your paints. I'm starting with the lightest green that I have, and I'm just trying to get some basic leaves kind of going around the outside of my letters. I like to start off with my lighter shades and then kind of build on top of them. But the nice thing about using gouache as opposed to watercolor is you could actually start with the darks and you can put lights on top of darks, which with watercolor is not very easy to do. So that is definitely a bonus. Acrylic paints would work well with this as well. So really you can use whatever kind of paints that you have, but I do really enjoy using the gouache. You can add a little bit of water to thin them out and they give more of a watercolor type look, or you can paint with them really thick and they give more of an acrylic type look. So just a lot of versatility. All right, I am moving on to my next shade of green. It's a little bit darker, but it's still on the very light end, and I'm adding just some extra little branches of leaves kind of off to the sides here, just to kind of start filling out my wreath. And then now I'm moving to another shade of green, and I wanted to give a focal point. So it's kind of important when doing a wreath to have something maybe a little larger. Usually it's flowers, but in this case I'm doing these kind of green balls that you can use to kind of ground your wreath a little bit, give it something to focus on or to look at. So these could maybe be eucalyptus leaves. Those are kind of rounded more. It could really be just something large. You could do it with pine cones. It doesn't always have to be flowers. Now I'm going into a more of a yellow color, and I'm adding just some real thin little wispy fillers. I still wanted to kind of keep them light because they are just kind of filling up the space with my light colors. When I work on adding wreaths, I kind of have a rule where I want to have light and medium and dark values in my wreath. And then I also want to have large, medium, and small shapes. So I've got my large, like really light green wreaths, and now you can see I am adding these kind of olive green, really small leaves. And then you could say like my circles there are a medium shape. So I try to have that variety when working on my picture here. Now I'm also just using the same brush the entire time. It's a round brush, and I believe it's like a number 6 maybe. And it works well because you can get some fatter shapes, but also some thinner shapes as you are painting. All right, I thought I wanted to kind of make my focal points stand out a little more. You can see I'm doing 3 of them. It's one of those unwritten rules, I guess, that it works best to do things in groups of 3, so, or odd numbers, I guess. So I decided to do just 3 of those. I'm also adding some brown types of kind of wavy lines to indicate maybe some little branch work here. So I'm not using only green, I'm adding a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow, but it's all just kind of helping fill it out. And I'm just kind of looking for areas that seem to be empty, and I'm filling them in with different shapes and different colors as I go. So I kind of sped this up a little bit, but hoping you can still kind of get the idea of the different things I am adding. Sometimes it helps to look up pictures of different plants in case you are kind of drawing a blank on what to add to your wreath. I'm trying to keep this pretty simple. I'm using a lot of the same types of shapes and just kind of filling things in as I go. I wanted to give my little circles some more excitement, so I am adding a light and a dark side to those. I'm adding some veins to my dark leaves. So here you can see I'm adding light on top of dark, just to give a little more interest there. I'm adding a little bit more shadow here with my really dark green. And then I thought it would be nice to add a different texture by adding some little brown circles. A lot of times I do this by adding berries at the end, just to kind of give it a variety of texture in my painting. So as I finish up here, I just want to thank you so much for watching today, and please give this a try. It's a great little technique that you can use, and it makes great gifts. People always love to get these things. So try it out and let me know how it goes, and maybe if you used a different verse, let me know which one you decided to go with. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that like button and subscribe down below for more videos.